Tee Higgins, superstar for the Bengals, scheduled to become a free agent this year if the Bengals don't franchise tag him. I doubt they will. I think they did last year. That didn't go over well. But it sounds like they don't want to see him go. The general manager, Duke Tobin, said their preference is to do a long-term deal with Tee Higgins. Tee Higgins, he saw that and he simply said, cap. For those of y'all at home that don't know, cap means bull.
Cap mean he lying.
Oh,
lying.
So if you say no cap, you're telling the truth? I'm being honest. Is that true? No cap?
No cap, you telling the truth.
Okay, there we go.
No cap, you telling
there
the
we
truth.
go.
That's 100.
I'm learning something new every day on this show.
Hey,
How long has this been around for?
wait, how many brothers on your high school team again?
2015, two.
2 brothers on your high school team?
One winning state championships and
I
everything.
could tell.
Well, how did you tell?
Smoked them.
Yeah.
Smoked
It
them.
was like, so on a whole, how many players on the football team?
Like 100?
100 players on the 2 brothers on it.
Starting corner. Cameron Parker, amazing dude.
It's not about the football stuff, dog. It ain't about that.
What's it about?
Like cat, like it's just like
I'm just asking a simple
Wagons.
question.
wagons,
You
cat.
taught me the wagon. I like it.
It's like I'm teaching this dude something new every day.
But I feel like this has been a lot around for a while. Why
man.
is he doing
And
this?
then when I said "ya mean," you're like, what do you mean "ya mean"?
No. I know what that means. I heard it in a rap song.
Hey, it's all good, bro.
He's
We'll teach
teaching you
off
about Cam Ward and you're teaching him.
I'm teaching you about
lessons
Cam
anybody-
Ward.
Can we go back to the topic?
You the one who took me off the
I
topic.
just was wondering because like cap is like a word everybody knows, but and he said, what does it mean? I was like, okay, well, how many brothers play on your football team? And 2, so it makes
Back in Southlake, cap wasn't a thing back in 2005. You know what I'm saying?
slang has always been a thing.
But not cap, Bob.
I love it.
I feel you.
Thanks for
Shout-
teaching me, guys.
Shout out to Cameron Parker.
Cameron Parker.
Hey, look, Shady, Tee Higgins, that's the superstar for the Bengals. Can the Bengals afford to lose T?
I need a second.
Receiver.
No. That's the quarterback. We need a second.
I'm not going on receiver topics. James, what we got?
Cap is no cap. The truth. I just need a
No,
second.
no, they cannot afford to lose Tee Higgins, right? T. Higgins probably telling the truth. They probably ain't talking to him about no long term. probably is cap. But no, man. Where are you going if you lose Tee Higgins? And I understand you could get a receiver in the draft in the second round, but he's not going to be Tee Higgins, especially fresh out of the draft. At least we don't think so. But it's not even about Tee Higgins, though, fellas.
Oh.
You lost Joe Mixon. You lost Tyler Boyd last year, right?
Yep.
And this year you're telling me you're going to lose Tee Higgins. So at least when you lose Tyler Boyd and you lose Joe Mixon, 2 really good offensive players on your team, at least you can say, we good. We still got T and we still got Chase to throw to.
Yeah.
We'll be all right. Add a couple pieces around them to get some good football from, we'll be okay. Now you're telling me remove Tee Higgins from the situation and it's just double team Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
And Joe Burrow go out there and ball out and go to work. On top of we got to make sure we get this offensive line right and all that type stuff. That's crazy to me when you talk about trying to get Joe Burrow back to a Super Bowl. That's all I'm worried about right now. I'm not worried about getting into the playoffs. I'm not worried about Joe Burrow throwing for 5,000 yards. I'm worried about how can we get Joe Burrow back to the Super Bowl. And if we keep on losing these big-time players, how are we getting back to that game? And we ain't seen Joe Burrow play without big-time players around him. Not saying he won't be good because I believe Joe is like that. But we can't keep losing big-time players thinking that we're going to get through Josh Allen, we're going to get through Lamar Jackson, we're going to get through Patty Mahomes, we're going to get through C.J. Stroud, and I can keep on going on in the AFC with these good quarterbacks over here in the AFC that we're going to get through these dudes with no playmakers around us, and then all the attention goes to Jamar Chase. I don't understand it. It's not a good idea. They need to find a way to get him paid, to keep him there, if you are trying to get back to that game to where Joe Burrow took you to.
I don't disagree with you, but can the Bengals afford to lose Tee Higgins? I don't think they can afford to keep him. If I'm being completely honest with you, because so we have some notable, no cap. I was telling the truth right there. Notable receiver duos making at least $30 million for the number 1, and the low end of 24, there's 3. Debo's about to get cut or traded, so it's Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. It's A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Okay, none of those guys are making close to what Jamar Chase is because the GM, Duke Tobin, I believe, for the Bengals said Jamar Chase is going to be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. So call it $36 million. Tee Higgins, if he goes to free agency, I would imagine he's going to make $30 million. So you have a $36 million number 1, and a $30 million number two? Make it make sense. But then on the other side, I don't think Joe Burrow can afford to lose him.
Correct.
So it's like it's a very tricky subject and a tricky thing for the Bengals because you got to pay Jamar Chase. Trey Hendrickson led the league or second in the league in led league in sacks. And then if you heard him, the Duke Tobin guy, the GM at the Combine, they said they need to be aggressive to fill other holes within the team. Where does all this money come from? The Bengals are not known for just throwing money at them. So I think Jamar Chase gets paid. And then but the thing is, though, I believe, and we were talking about this earlier, I believe that Tee Higgins is an amazing number two. We've never seen him be a number one. Because when you're a number one, what are you rolling a safety over Jamar Chase or Tee Higgins? Jamar Chase. That's why Tee Higgins is able to get busy. We have never seen him, not saying he can't, but we've never seen him be the number one guy where he's the one who gets double teamed. And so I think if he can take less, which I think for Joe Burrow wants him to, but I don't think they can afford him.
They can't afford to lose him. I know that much. I think they can't afford him. I know they can't afford to lose him. The Bengals, y'all have done this before. You've done it before. You got rid of Tyler Boyd. Oh, we can replace him. We can replace him with Jermaine Burton out of Alabama. Alabama receivers should be locks. That's what they've proven over the last 15 years. Jermaine Burton gave you 107 yards, 4 catches on the season. Oh, we can replace Joe Mixon. Now, shout out to Chase Brown. Chase Brown did come on and have a solid season. But you've tried to do this before, Bengals fans. So if you think, oh, we can just replace Tee Higgins in the draft, there's no guarantee. You just drafted a third-round pick in Jermaine Burton, and quite literally everything that could go wrong did go wrong. He was a healthy inactive in Week 9 because he missed the plane. He didn't travel in Week 13 for a non-related issue. January of 2025, he just got evicted from his apartment complex because anything that can go wrong, like Murphy's Law suggests, it has gone wrong. There's no guarantee that a rookie is going to be able to come in there and ball. Rookies got to deal with all types of stuff. So you can't afford to lose Tee Higgins. You couldn't afford to lose Tyler Boyd. You couldn't really afford to lose Joe Mixon. I don't think you can afford to lose T.
Did you regroup yet, my dog? We gave you 3 beep.
Like 6 minutes.
I'm going to say yes, though, right? They can afford to lose him, right? But then on 2 different occasions. One is, I think it's time, because I don't think we've seen the best of Tee Higgins. I don't know. We don't know how good he really is. I think he was really good coming out of Clemson. He's been good with the Bengals, but it's one thing when you're the number 1 receiver. It's another thing when you're the second, you're number 2 receiver, right? When all the plays are going to number 1, I think let's let him go to a new team. Let him have his own show. Jamar Chase is phenomenal, right? And it's like you can't compete for that role. But I think if we can see him go somewhere where he can be number 1, maybe we'll see some better stats. Maybe we can see the real Tee Higgins. That's one part. Number 2 is, I hear what y'all saying about drafting wide receivers, but since I've been watching the last 4 years of football, the wide receiver position is the easiest one to get production out of a rookie in his first or second year than any other position. Do y'all agree with that?
I agree with that.
I've been seeing dudes come in the league year 1 and like all pro style. I'm like, man.
It's a deep class, too.
But they just missed.
Okay, all right, nothing's 100%. There's nothing 100%. There's teams that miss all the time.
Deep class.
What I would say is, I think you replace him, get a wide receiver. It's a deep wide receiver draft, right? And then, because you got other holes to fill, like Chase talked about. The defense couldn't stop a nosebleed, right, at all. And I think on offense, maybe get another lineman or 2, right? Get some guys on defense. Because right now, when I look at Joe Burrow, he put up 51 yards passing, right? Now, Higgins had 900 yards of that. That's good, right? But Jamar Chase got majority of that. You get what I'm saying?
Triple crown.
You telling me you can't get another wide receiver from the draft class come in and get 800 yards? Would it make a difference? 900, 800 yards?
Yeah.
Because all the attention is going to Jamar Chase.
The impact will make a difference. Tee Higgins is...
He's a good player.
No doubt, but he is Joe Burrow's really security blanket when I just got to drop back and throw the ball up. He is that for Joe Burrow. Going up and making them 50-50 catches, that is what Tee Higgins... That's what Tee Higgins does.
Let me say this. I bet a lot of money on these games for parlays and all that and for props.
I agree with you,
and
too,
sometimes he don't even look at Tee Higgins.
Really quick, though, because I agree with him, too, because of Joe Burrow.
What they're saying out in Chicagoland. Chase, you played for the Bears. You played quarterback. You understand that organization better than anybody on national television, I would suggest. So who's under more pressure right now? Is it Caleb Williams or Ben Johnson?
Man, I can make a case for both. Truly, like, if you really dive into it, you can make a case for both. I'm going to make a case for Caleb Williams because he is the quarterback. He is the one who has the ball in his hands. Look, Ben Johnson, in my opinion, has been excellent calling plays for Detroit the past 3 years. Points per game, total yards per game, everything like that. Look at this. 1st, 5th, fifth. So it goes from fifth in 2022, fifth to 2023, first last year. He has the offense that he wants to run. And he even said yesterday at the Combine, he went out and he didn't just hire his friends. He hired people to make him better, to grow the umbrella of plays. There's no bad idea in his offense. So if you have that type of chemistry and you have that type of resume, you have to, as a quarterback, Caleb Williams, I'm talking to you, go in, fit in right away, understand how to run the offense. Look, we were talking about you like you were a generational player, and I still think that exists. We saw some generational type plays. I actually hate that word. I don't even know why I'm using it. You just have to go out there and you have to play football. It makes more pressure on you because, one, what did we see from Jaden Daniels last year? The dude, in my opinion, and Shady even said it, is going to be a top 5 quarterback in the league if he is not already, right, as a rookie. Drake May, okay, didn't play the first part of the year, but after that, he was ascending. I thought he played really well down the stretch with a poor offensive line. And then Bo Nix, taken to the Broncos to the playoffs with Sean Payton. So right now, you're the 4th-ranked rookie or second-year quarterback going in. I believe there is more pressure on you because the Chicago Bears franchise as a whole desperately needs hope, and you can bring them hope. Caleb and Ben, I think they're a match that is going to do really well in this league for a long time. I truly believe that.
I think the pressure's on the head coach. I think it's on the head coach. Like Chase said, it could go either way. Because if you are a boy genius, if you are a savant, if you are a mastermind, if you are the head man, you are supposed to be able to fix Caleb Williams. We think Caleb Williams can be a good quarterback. We know Ben Johnson is a great offensive mind.
Yes.
And to me, that's the difference.
I get you.
Like Caleb, he's still an unknown. We think he can be good. Ben, we know you're supposed to be good. I was in Philadelphia in Chip Kelly's first year. Chip Kelly was supposed to be an offensive savant, a mastermind, a generational mind of sorts. And he came in, year one, we have the number 2 offense in football. LeSean McCoy broke the Eagles' rushing record. We went to the playoffs instantaneously, won 10 games. I think we won the division. We hosted the New Orleans Saints for a playoff game, and instantly Chip proved to be, in the first year, what we all thought he could be.
In the first year.
So what I'm suggesting with Ben Johnson is you got to go do that. If you're a savant, if you're a genius, if you're a mastermind, be all of those things. Caleb Williams, we don't know who he is. We don't know what he is. We know what we think he is.
Yeah.
But, Ben, we know everything about you. He has to prove it, Jay.
Yeah, this was tough because this can go either way because you do say hike and the ball in your hand.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You don't play receiver or running back and all that. The ball's in your hand, so go out there and make plays. It always bring me back to what Shady said. Put you in any system, I'm going to get busy, right? So, like, players have to make the plays, but what I've learned from you, if you told me coaching matters.
It does.
Especially at the quarterback spot.
No doubt.
So you have turned Jared Goff into this Pro Bowl, NFC Championship caliber player, offense going crazy. Like, he looked like a totally different player. People arguing if he should be in the top 5 right now.
Yeah.
You got him playing at that level. His talent ain't nowhere near this boy's, right? And that's all we can go off right now is talent because he has not put that consistently on the football field. But if you're this offensive guru and you're getting a better talent at the quarterback spot than you had, and you got that out of that talent, and you mean to tell me you ain't finna get nothing out of this talent?
Good point.
No, dog. We brought you over here and hired you to get this dude right.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. Yeah.
That's the only reason we brought you over here. We didn't bring you over here for Keenan Allen, Swift, none of that, to get you in a nice building overlooking the water in Chicago. We didn't bring you here for none of that. We brought you in here to get the number 1 overall pick, who we think is a generational talent in Caleb Williams, right. And if you don't, I think all the pressure's on him, even though the ball is in Caleb Williams.
This is not even a close one. It's Caleb Williams. He's a Heisman winner.
Not close.
I mean, he's the number 1 pick in the draft. He's supposed to be a generational talent. Let me ask you a question. Ben Johnson's the new coach, correct?
Yes, sir.
If they get in there and it's about week 9, week 10, and they're not playing well, offense looks bad, right? Because his offense always looks good, okay?
Always.
So let's say this time he looks bad. And he goes to the podium and says, hey, man, Caleb, we're trying. It's just
Oh, my
God. Right? Let's just say.
Imagine?
Then the next year they go somewhere else with another quarterback, right? We're not going to blame Ben Johnson. And another quarterback comes in and plays well. We're not going to think about that. What's going to happen is it's going to be the same thing with the Baker Mayfield, same thing with them guys. For real, though. Just like they don't have the hype. Yeah. It's got to be Caleb. Caleb is the only quarterback I've ever witnessed where his rookie year, they're like, yo, they're going to the playoffs. They're going to win the division. I'm like, well, whoa. He's a rookie still. I remember I kept arguing with y'all, like, he's a rookie. Give him some time. Give him some time. And y'all kept saying no because he's so talented. He's so hyped up. All the pressure's on Caleb Williams. You know, they give you all the linemen you need, right? They go out there and give you a good running back, Pro Bowl running back. They give you some Pro Bowl wide receivers. Now they go out there and get you one of the best offensive minds in football.
Offensive guru.
And you still don't get it done? And y'all telling me up here that the pressure is on the head coach instead of the quarterback? Because guess what?
I can see both.
Because guess what? The coach is going to be there for 3-4 years. He is that good of a coach. And we're going to let him work his magic, right? There's a lot of times you see franchise, or not even say franchise because Caleb's not a franchise player yet, right? We think he can be. A superstar player that we think is a superstar, and then we move on from him. That happens all the time. Yeah. But a coach that had this big market in the offseason, right? You get rid of him in the second year? You don't see that.
It's a huge year for Caleb.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.